What is up, gang? Jonathan Parker here with Adulting 720. Wanted to wish you all a happy new year. Speaking of new year, how are those New Year's resolutions coming along, huh? Well, if you are like most of us, you might be struggling a bit to make it through dry January, or to make it to the gym more, or to eat healthier, or to drink more water, or to use social media less, or any of the above. But have no fear, we have teamed up with Sharpie to help bring you 3 tips and tricks to help you stick with 3 of the most popular New Year's resolutions this year. I would like to start with the most popular New Year's resolution every year, eating healthier. Now, before we continue, I want to remind all of you that eating healthy is 95% mental and just 5% diet. So let's begin with Cheetos, Simply Puffs, flavor white cheddar. Now, if you haven't tried these bad boys, I suggest you go pick up a pack now, because old Chester Cheeto is back there in that test kitchen whipping up some pretty insane flavors, and this one definitely tops the list. Now, the only problem with these, as you can see, is that it says there's about 8 servings per bag. Now, anyone who has ever bought a bag of chips in the history of chips knows this bag is 1 to 2 servings top. I'll eat this whole thing in 1 episode of The Office. So what do we have to do? We have to get a little creative and use the help of Sharpie here to rewire our brain into thinking and knowing that this bag of chips is actually healthy. So what do? It's actually really quite simple. Now, as you can see, this innocent bag of chips is only 1 serving and 0 calories. How awesome is that? Eat up. As I'm sure many of you are aware, celiac disease and gluten intolerance are making one hell of a comeback. Here in LA, I feel like almost every person I meet is intolerant to gluten. And when I asked them, I said, that sucks. How hard is that? You know what they usually say? I just miss eating bread. Well, what if I told you that you could eat bread? Let me show you what I mean. What I've got here is a loaf of cracked wheat sourdough bread from Trader Joe's. Now, with little help from Sharpie, let me show you what's possible. Bread doesn't seem so harmful now, does it? Lastly, what I'd like to address is this sweet potato. Because you know what this is? Essentially, it's just a sunburnt potato masquerading as a dessert, and you know what? Quite frankly, I'm sick of it. Quit putting it in your dishes and quit telling me it's delectable, because I ain't buying it. So you want to know what I'm going to do with this bad boy? I'm going to use it to hold my memos, letters, and loose papers, because that's all it's good for.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.
Next, I'd like to talk to you guys about another popular New Year's resolution, going to the gym more. And you know what? It's actually a lot easier than you may think, because all you're gonna need is a Sharpie, a roll of tape, and either cardboard or a loose piece of paper. As you guys can see, all I did there was rename my kitchen the gym. And instead of struggling to make it 3 or 4 times in a week, I now make it on average 5 to 6 times per day. Now, this last one may be the easiest one yet, reading more. All I simply did for this one is wrote more on a Post-it note. And what I do with these is I stick them all over my house, so I'm constantly reading more. That way, when my friends ask me, hey, how are your New Year's resolutions going this year? I can look at them honestly and say, they're going great. Easiest year yet. And I hope that with these tips and tricks, you can too.